All right. Hello everyone, it's just a dad. Today I'm gonna do the first look, show you how to set up for the first time this brand new Roomba 405. Now this is the model number G181. It's called the Amazon exclusive. It does retail for 800 bucks right now. I bought this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. I suspect this will go on sale, but because that's a really high price right now. Now they have another 405, which I've reviewed it. This is the Roomba 405 model number G185. As far as I can tell, there's absolutely no difference other than this one. This 185 came with an extra dust bag. And I wasn't aware that they had these different model numbers till I just ordered it the other day. So that's the 181 called the Amazon exclusive. And if you scroll down here, the 405 185, it's $549 right now. It retails for 800 bucks too. So this one's on sale. This one's not. I suspect that'll flip-flop once in a while. Still at $549, I don't highly recommend it. If you want to spend around 500 bucks, get the Q Revo S. This is a highly recommended robot from me. So I'm kind of left scratching my head why there's this different model number, and there's absolutely no difference from what I can tell. Now, if you know of the difference, please let me know in the descriptions. I did about an hour's worth of research online. I can't find anything that shows different suction power, nothing is different as far as I know. So again, in this video, we're going to connect it to our smartphone. We're going to map our house. We'll do a first cleaning just to kind of see how it looks. Okay, so I've taken everything out of the box. Here's everything that comes in the box. We've got to install the 2 mop pads. We got to install the side brush. Here's the power cord. Here's the ramp, and here's the cleaning base, this base station that's going to clean the mop pads. Now there is this piece of tape. Take that off. There's a filter once in a while you're going to have to take off and clean. Let's install the ramp. Line it up. Make sure that's nice and flush. Right here is the dust bag. Now it doesn't come with an extra dust bag, but about every 2 to 3 months, you're just going to have to pull this out and replace it with a new dust bag. It's got a little cleaning tool here for cleaning the brush roller. We got a clean water tank. You're going to fill up with clean water. Right here, there's a little filter down there you got to clean once in a while. There's the float for letting you know, let the docking station know when this is empty. And then you got to empty the dirty water tank. So about every couple weeks, you'll have to empty that. And you want to wash it out to help prevent odor. Now around back, plug the cord in. It is 6 feet long and it's 2-prong. There is a little bit of cord storage. Okay, let's switch gears over to the robot. Let's take the tape off, the bumpers. Now the bumper is free. Now this sensor on the front, it's not for obstacle avoidance. This is for helping it return to the base station, docking station. So there's very little obstacle avoidance. If it's taller than 3 inches, the LiDAR, the spinning LiDAR could sense it and avoid it, or if it's heavy enough to activate the bumper. But if you have small cables on the floor or toys, this robot is going to run them over. 2 physical buttons. I like physical buttons. Now, what I failed to mention is I really do like that it has LiDAR navigation. That's a spinning LiDAR underneath there. This is going to map your house really well, and it's going to vacuum and mop in nice straight lines. Let's take a look over here. This is where it's going to charge the robot. This is the alignment pins. This is where it auto empties. The robot does not have an internal water tank. So open this up. This is the dustbin. This is where it's going to vacuum your house. Everything's going to go into the dustbin. At the end of the job, everything gets sucked out this little trap door. There is a filter here. You are going to have to clean this filter once in a while, and then you will have to replace it. Very easy to work on. Okay, here's the mop pads. These are already the mop pads are installed. You will have to replace these once in a while, but you're simply going to snap them on and off of here. It's going to rotate these. Now, the base station sets the wetness level. Again, there's no onboard water tank. It's not going to spray water on top of these to keep them wet, but the base station will wet them to a certain point. It's going to wash your floors, come back to the base station, wash all the mud off, and then go back and start cleaning again. Here's the brush roller. It's a single brush roller. You will get some long hairs wrapped around it. Now, they're supposed to be directed to the end where you can take this off. It is a little hard to come off. There. That's because you're supposed to turn it. If you look, there's a little arrow. So it's the opposite of what you think. You got to turn it this way, and then it comes off. That's going to help because the long hairs should go right to here. They shouldn't wrap around the roller here. Same with this one. Rotate this. Now that's going to be the opposite. Rotate it to the left. And this has the little bearing there. So rotate that to click. This is the maintenance you will have to do on it once in a while. There's the door. Now let's install the side brush. It's just a square. Pop it on. Now this does have a carpet sensor. It can raise and lower the mop pads whenever it senses that it's on carpet. These are the cliff sensors. You'll have to clean these once in a while. This wheel just spins free, and here's your drive wheels. Back over here, we do have some lights that are going to help us let us know when the dust bag water tank is empty, when it's charging. Down here is where it's going to auto empty the dust bin. Here's where it charges. Here's where it's going to blow air. It's just going to blow room temperature air onto the mop pads at the end of the job. And then here's where the water is going to come out and the mop pads are going to spin. And then the water gets sucked up underneath this filter. It's going to get sucked up into the dirty water tank right here. Base station front to back, 18 inches. Left to right, 12.25. Height-wise, you're right around 18.5. You do have to lift these a little bit just to get them out. Robot is almost 14 inches. To the tallest point is 4.25 inches tall. So you're going to get the Roomba home app. Okay, I got the base station plugged in. Now, very important, if your dust bag light is on, you may have a bad unit. I had a bad unit originally. That's on. If you don't have this dust bag installed all the way, there's a micro switch down there. So this one's going to be good. I just got a water light. So let's take the clean water tank and fill it up. Now I've added, you can add a little bit of Mr. Clean, some floor cleaning solutions, just not very much. Now the dirty water tank, I highly recommend getting some Listerine mouthwash in a spray bottle. This prepares it so when the dirty water comes in here, it starts growing bacteria and it really starts to stink. But the alcohol in that kills it. Okay, all the lights are out except for the charging light. I could turn the robot on, but you can dock it and it'll turn it on also. Now it's going to play a tune, and these lights should start see, they're kind of flashing or pulsing. So let it play a tune, and then we're going to get the Roomba app. Charging. Okay, so it said powering on and charging. Okay, Roomba has two apps. The iRobot is for the old ones. The Roomba Home is for the new ones. You'll have to log in with a username and password and create one. It's free to use. Now, so let's go to robots, click up here, scroll down, add a new robot. Now, hopefully it's going to find it. If not, there's other ways you can go find. Okay, there it is. The 400 series combo needs setup. Hit add robot. That's the Wi-Fi. If I needed to change it, I would click change, but yeah, hit continue. Type in your Wi-Fi password. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. All right, so now it's connecting. Now, you're going to have to give yourself about 30 minutes because it's probably going to need an update. Okay, you got to go hit the power button. All right, the tune changed. Verify, so you should get 3 check marks here relatively quick. Okay, so we're connected. Now give your Roomba a name. I'm going to call this the 405. What's the model number? Now I'm giving it kind of a weird name, but you want to give it a name that's easy for your smart speakers and stuff. All right. Yeah, there's the update. Unfortunately, this can take up to 30 minutes, and it actually does. So start update. Nothing you can do at this point. You just got to let it do its thing. And it may fail. I have had a couple of these fail the update. And then it becomes a process. You got to go in and delete the robot, or no, reset the Wi-Fi. So hopefully it works. But this is very unfortunate that you absolutely have to do this update. Most robots you can defer the update till later, or at least the update doesn't take 30 minutes. I have never had a robot that takes an update that takes 30 minutes. Okay, that took a while, and don't leave the app open to that one page because it kept saying that it was just finishing the update. So finally I closed the app and reopened the app, and it said it was ready to create a map. So if you go to your home page, it may get this, the 405 is ready to create a map, or you can click on the robots, pick the 405, and now it's got 75% charge. Let's create a map. I want you to pick up things, open the doors.
Creating map. Open doors and remove obstacles from the floor so Roomba can...
Yeah, you definitely want to pick up things around it.
You can only learn where it can reach.
So sit back and watch. This is going to be a pretty cool thing. It creates the map in real time. I really do like LiDAR navigation for this reason. And there it goes. We'll edit the map and go over settings when it's done. Okay, so that did not take very long. Let's edit the map. Now let's edit rooms. You may have a bunch of rooms. I got just one room. I need to split it. So hit split. You've got this line. You can pinch and zoom the map. Bring the line where you need to. And take your time doing this. This will pay off in the future. Split the room. And you'll come up with two different rooms. And then you want to label the rooms. This helps with the automations in the future. And I do recommend using like kitchen and bathroom. Edit rooms. Let's rename. But they don't give you the default, so you got to do it yourself. So let's call this the... So you got to type in each room name. Something went wrong. I don't think it liked that space. There. All right, you can merge rooms. We've split the rooms. And there's kind of a note that talks about them. Add clean zones. This is for the automations too. So you can name these, and in the automations, like your smart speakers, you could say, oh, go clean around the pet bed. You know, you can make this whatever you want. Like say right here, go up, edit the name, call that the pet bed. And it'll clean, you know, if you need to clean around your pet bed. Or entryway or different things. You don't have to add clean zones, but areas that may need extra cleaning. Keep out zones. Now this is really important. And you can add these later, and there's no mop zones and keep out zones. So first let's do a keep out zone. So I know over here in this area, it's really going to struggle. There's a computer desk with a bunch of cables. Any place you have cables on the ground, it's going to struggle. It's going to potentially run them over and then get entrapped. Hit save. Now, no mop zones. You may want to, you may have a rug. Now, this should sense where that rug is, but sometimes it will mop it a little bit, and you can just fine tune it and say, okay, don't mop. I know this rug is over here, and you can move this accordingly. You can move that where you need to, you know. I'm not going to put one right now, but you have no-go zones where it will stay completely out. No mop zones means it won't mop that area. It'll vacuum, but not mop. Edit the map name. Call it the upstairs, the downstairs. All right, let's go into the settings of the actual robot. So click robots, and you have to select if you have multiple robots, but this is the one I've got. Robot health, that's when it's going to tell you when all the filters and all that are due to be changed. You won't have any robot health right now. It takes time for it to figure that out. There's the owner's guide. It's got a really good manual, talks all about it. Dock controls. You can empty the bin right now. If I press that, that's a manual empty. This is important when you do multi-floor cleaning. You can manually wash them up again. This is really helpful when you do multi-floor. You take it to the basement, you bring it back upstairs, you're going to have to do a manual wash. You can stop the drying if it's bothering you. You can rinse the mop wash system. I need to try that out. So it sounds like you can wash the base station. All right, click the three little dots here. That's where you locate the Roomba. Pet lock. It's okay, yeah. There's an about right here. So that's where you change the name, birthday, serial number, software version, latest software, and factory reset. child lock, pet lock, mop wash settings. Okay. Pad wash frequency. So it's not selected. That's interesting. You'd think they would have at least a default. So I'm going to put low. Well, I would probably put medium. So this is how often is it going to go back and wash the mop pads. You're going to use more water if it's high. So every 50 square feet it's going to go, or every 100, so 3 times. Let's just do right there in the middle. I'm surprised it didn't have a factory reset. Mop dry duration, it only uses room temperature air. So you could go up to 12 hours. Room temperature air usually dries it within 6 to 9 hours. So 6 is fine. Very few settings. Robot language, audio volume, you can adjust. Wi-Fi settings. If you're having a problem with the update, change the Wi-Fi. That helped me one time. You just basically reconnect to your Wi-Fi. Reboot. That usually doesn't work too much for me. Very, very few settings. So now let's go. This is kind of the robot page. Let's go to my home page. I've got several maps. You may see I've got all kinds of maps from all different ones. So there's my map. Click it. So this is what's going to be up. This is how you're going to vacuum your house and everything. It wants to do a first cleaning routine, which is important. It's going to go and clean your entire house. It kind of fine tunes the map. It also helps locate the carpet and different things. So that is important. I do recommend doing that. But let's do, no. So I selected that room. So select that room, and now I can do vac and mop, vac only, mop only, vacuum. Ooh, that's nice. Vacuum then mop. I think that's an update. This looks different. Now, this is the cleaning pattern. They don't, they don't talk a lot about, I mean, this is confusing, but I've noticed this is the cleaning pattern. A deep clean means it's going to go closer together and do the edge better. Normal clean, you know. Again, this is where you select, there's the modes, and then there's the levels of water. Oh, that's suction power. But I also had it up here. So I can do vac and mop. Oh, normal. But then I've got to select, it's a little tricky here. Then I got to select the suction level. Well, that's also, I don't know why it's in 2 places. That's the, how much suction power. And then there's the modes also. So it's a little tricky. I don't know if you get to set the wetness level. Yep. Yeah. You could also put this on you could have it, save it as a routine, which is kind of a weird spot to put it. And I'm in iPad, so it's got a weird glitch where it doesn't show this whole thing sometimes. You can do a spot clean. That's where you can move this. You can't make it bigger. And I don't think you can add. You can just drag this around where you want it to clean. And you can do vacuum and mop, vacuum then mop. So create a routine. You're just going to have to go through there, and they want you to start routines, basically scheduled cleanings and different things like that. Yeah. And then we have automations. Again, I haven't done a whole lot with automations. And then yeah, very, very limited, kind of different. I mean, I sort of like it. This is where you can edit the map, and the cleaning history. This is where it's going to show you exactly where it's cleaned. So here's the base station for the robot vacuum cleaner. The first thing it's going to do, it's going to wash the mop pads with the water from the clean water tank. That's going to do 2 things. It gets them clean, but it also gets them wet. The robot does not have an internal water tank, so the base station is going to set the wetness of the mop pads. Now, when it's all done with the job, it's going to come back, wash the mop pads with room temperature water from the clean water tank, and suck the water up into the dirty water tank, and also auto-empty the dustbin into the dust bag. Okay, so here's the app. We're going to do vacuum and mop. We're going to do a deep clean. Now we could have it vacuum only, mop only, or vacuum then mop. Now I really like that this robot has LiDAR navigation. It does a really good job of mapping my house. Then I can put no-go zones. I can see right where it is and where it's cleaning. So let's start it cleaning on this room. We're gonna watch it travel to that room and start cleaning. So here's the robot washing the mop pads and also setting the wetness level of the mop pads so that when it mops, the mop pads are wet. Okay, let's see how the Roomba 405 is gonna clean up this kitchen. This is the model number G181. Now I really like that it has LiDAR navigation. Now, obstacle avoidance, it is able to avoid things like shoes, but things that are low to the ground, it's not going to avoid. And again, since it has LiDAR navigation, it's able to go back and forth in straight lines. And in the app, it knows right where it's at. Yeah, that shoe may not be tall enough for the LiDAR to sense it. Yeah, it's just gonna run that shoe over. All right, that's the first pass, not too bad. Yeah, you will have to pick things up before you clean your house. All right, now it is on deep clean, so it's going to do 2 passes. Okay, so the robot's all done. It's returning to the base station. There's the dustbin. It's going to auto empty everything that it picked up in the dustbin. Let's flip it over. Now the mop pads, they captured the dirt. The base station is going to wash the mop pads and then dry them when it's done. There is a few long hairs wrapped around, but not too bad. Now we can also see in the app exactly where it cleaned. And here it is backing up to the docking station where it's going to wash the mop pad, auto empty the dustbin.
Charging. Ben. Cleaning is starting.
Okay, it's going to wash the mop pad again. It doesn't heat the water or anything, but it does suck the water up into the dirty water tank. And at the end of the job, it'll blow room temperature air onto the mop pads to dry them. And this usually lasts about 2 minutes. Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened. I thought I had it on 2 passes. So this room definitely needed 2 passes. We still got some mud here. The corner cleaning capability is just not the best. You know, this one does a little bit better, but again, if it would have had 2 passes, it would have done a much better job, but I messed the settings up somehow. And I think that's one of my complaints. It's just so different than other robot vacuum cleaners that it seems a little tricky. For some reason, I thought I had it on 2 passes, but there's also custom. So deep does its own thing. Well, I don't know if it does. This is confusing to me. It should just be, you pick vacuum. I like now that I see vac then mop, but you should pick the mode and then pick this, you know, how much vacuum, how much, but I don't think you can set the wetness level. That's the thing. No. Oh, here it is. Here. Oh. Okay, let's use a smartphone. Here's an Android phone. Yeah, they got to fix that glitch on iPads. It's frustrating. So there's the map where we were at. So I pick that room, and then I select the gear icon. Cleaning pass. Oh, that's smart scrub. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. It's where it goes back and forth. It's off, 2 passes, suction. So you cannot set the wetness level. But there's the modes. But then that's fine, but why have this? Why have that if I'm going to select what I want here? Very, very. I mean, if you use this once you use this every day, you're going to get used to that. But that's a little tricky for me. And again, yeah, cleaning history. This is where it cleaned today. We can see right where it cleaned. You get very little information, but that's it. No, yeah. So I can't recommend this one. It's $800 full price. That's what I paid for it. Again, I bought this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. If it goes on sale, they have $550. So the other Roomba 405, which is the G185, right now it's $550. Even at that price, it's not a buy. I do recommend the Q Revo S. Is a little bit better robot vacuum cleaner, better app, better cleaning with the mop pads and all of that. And it's usually it's usually on sale for $450. There's also the Mova P10. This is the P10 Pro. The P10's on sale for $500 usually, sometimes no, $400, which it's a better robot. And then there's the Dream L10S, which is a cheaper robot and better. So, but I get it. Some people are going to get Roombas because it's a Roomba. You're just not going to have as many features, and obstacle avoidance is practically zero if the LiDAR doesn't bounce off of it. So again, this is called the Amazon exclusive version. I can't find anything different between it and the other 405 off of the Roomba website. Now, Amazon does sell both of these on their website, and they gave them a distinction, G181 and G185, and you do see that on the box. It's kind of hidden. It's called SKU G181. Yeah, it's right here. Now, I do use links. I'll put links. You'll see links to some of the robots that I do recommend. If you purchase the product using one of my links, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. I also have a brand new website called justadadapproved.com. That's where you'll see the ones I recommend. And with Amazon Prime Days coming up, I'm going to try to help people, show people what the Amazon Prime sales are. They're going to be pretty big, I bet. And you can get some really good robots. Roombas will be on sale too, but these are okay. They just don't have as many features. They don't clean as well as some of the Roborock, Dream, Eufy, and that sort of thing. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. That fan is cycling on and off. See, the fan that dries the mop pad is... Do I have another bad unit, or is... What?
Pad drying paused.
I don't know.
Drying resuming.
I don't know if I have a bad unit or not. They don't say anything about cycling, the fan cycling on and off. I wouldn't know a reason why. We're going to check if this one turns off. It's not turning off. See, the fan is constant. I don't know. Yeah, it's not cycling on and off. I don't know.